Most of my family that I went on vacation with got sick. I think it's just some like flu. I just felt very weak today. Can't stop playing the finals because of you, dude. Finals is fun. Definitely something going around. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Where did you get that knit Cthulhu you showed on stream? I got it at Melrose Flea Market. I'm putting together a little army of cute knit things. It's so funny in our relationship.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
It's totally reversed, where Caroline does not give a shit about cute things, and I love them. Pipe clogger. Oh, fuck. 10 banger. COVID going around again? I don't think it's COVID. I don't feel shitty enough for it to be COVID. I just feel really run down. Like no energy.
That's very cool.
I just sat around and played Pikmin 4 all day and walked my dog. I'm already feeling a little bit better than I was earlier today. I was playing a little GTA RP with the boy Seer.
Neff, being
and I just got to the point where I was like,
oh. Every night has truly improved my life.
Thank you, Silly Rave Brains.
Laughs and good times.
Oh.
And keep being the best
old Silly Rave Brains. Why didn't you stream it? Because we were just grinding. I mean, I was feeling like shit. I was going to go live, but like we literally were just doing delivery after delivery. And I was like, yeah, let's just not stream this.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Old Cataclysm, thank you. Seer was live? Yeah, I was on with Seer. What's the design on your blanket? It's guts. Guts. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Work at a pharmacy too, and I haven't seen a lot of positive COVID or flu. Interesting. Whatever it is, I just fell off today. Gutsu.
Oh yeah, wow.
An anonymous gifter. Thank you.
This user gifted a tier 1 sub to Zopa Bopa.
Let me in. Anyway, I just want to go live tonight. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I will enough. I also work at a pharmacy and COVID is smacking people left and right out here. Half our staff has got it. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think it's COVID. I'll be honest. I've had COVID twice, and this does not feel like COVID.
Oh, that's very cool.
Thoughts on the Detroit Pistons losing streak? I mean, it's really unfortunate. I think any sports team, it's like it's a game. And I think when a sports team does badly, people say and do things that are like, you know, those are human beings playing the game. But it is kind of impressive in its own way. Ending with Ali. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that's very cool.
Will, I have to know, where'd you get your sick dodgeball skills? I went to a camp called Camp Henry in Newaygo, Michigan. And they called it Bombo. We would play Bombo, which was like kind of a modified version of dodgeball, but we would play with like the kickballs, like the ones that when they hit you, it felt like a fucking gun had hit you. And I was obsessed. I would play like every day. I'd probably play 5 hours of Foursquare and Bombo, which is really funny because I've told Ludwig I'm really good at both. Thank you so much. Darth Neal. Holy smokes, 10 gifteronies. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I told Ludwig at one point, I'm really good at Foursquare. And he said that there's like an Australian version that people play with a tennis ball. And he said like that is the real Foursquare. Is it called handball? Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah, Ludwig told me about this game, and he said this is the real Foursquare.
Oh my.
People take
Wait, down ball? Wait, this isn't it. Is it?
seriously. It's kind of like a lifestyle, to be honest.
I have been playing down ball for a very long time, since prep, and I have been
This is it.
determined to play.
I'm gonna be real. I still think when it comes to this version of dodgeball,
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
I might be the best player in the world at this version of dodgeball. What the fuck are they playing? That ain't it. They got the game all fucked up. Where is just like regular Foursquare? Oh, hell yeah. Yup. Now this.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Victor de Neff wins.
Bro, I would cook these kids so badly.
When I tell y'all that I run things, y'all better believe me. Spin the earth on my
Okay, this kid's actually got some mobility.
thing, I like round ball on my globe trotter. That's easy. No lie. Boy, y'all got me messed up. Not Buddha, Mohammed, not Dane, sure ain't no Jesus. At all. Woo! Y'all act like I ain't made where you stand.
I'm an actual freak of nature at that game, though. If there is ever a Foursquare tournament, it's gonna get real rowdy. I have 10,000 hours playing Foursquare for sure. Ever try and play spike ball? It's a little different, spike ball. Spike ball, you like hit it into the net. I'm pretty good at spike ball. Dodgeball, or not dodgeball. Foursquare, there's just like, there's like a feel to it. I wish I could explain it. When you're like in that flow state.
Oh yeah, wow.
One Saint 10, thank you.
Will, how do you feel about the rise in commentary on a movie's box office / budget? Is it necessary or petty?
Will, how do you feel about the rise in commentary on a movie's box office / budget? Is it necessary or petty? I think you might be experiencing a recency bias there. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. I think there's always been an imperative on how much films make, but there used to be a rental market, right? Films used to have a second life where they would make up any lost budget by selling DVDs or aftermarket versions of the film. Now, with streaming and piracy, that amount is like so much more negligible than it used to be. So films can't make up a deficit if their box office is like a horrible flop. But I think always like films flopping or doing well has been a point of focus within the film world. Ultimately, movie making at that level has always been a money-making venture. I think the recent like focus on it though is because so many studios are failing and they are spending and losing money at a rate that is like jeopardizing future business. Like Sony is a good example of like Sony has just taken so many bombs recently. But yeah. Fuck the studios, boo. No, that's a bad take. That's a dumb take. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with you at all. Without the studios, 90 of my 100 favorite films ever don't get made. So I don't know. Like, I love indie film. I do, but like, you've never enjoyed a studio film ever. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Gingerx gifted a tier 1 sub to Puri Skill 9.
I think there are studios that I have more of a grudge with than others. Like Disney, I kind of have more issue with than like a Paramount
Wow, that's very cool.
or like a something like that. MGM. But they'll all be owned by Disney eventually, so who cares?
Wow, that's very cool.
Fuck the studios is a bad take, but take a sledgehammer to AMPTP and break it up is reasonable. Ultimately, I mean, the fucked up thing is like we are kind of creating the world in which this is happening. Maybe not you directly, but like the consumers around you are choosing to spend their money at like megacorp films only and derivative IP only, and not going and seeing new projects or indie projects or smaller projects. And so they just get more and more power. Will you psyched for the Joker fois à deux? Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be a great movie. Thanks for the hype train, guys. Yeah, Cape shit has ruined film. I think we ruined film. Because people don't go to the movies to see anything anymore. I remember the first time someone told me that like movie theaters might not exist in the future. I was like, come on. But it's like, yeah, that's a possibility.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Gee, it's been so many late nights.
Thank you.
To the King Neffel Neff Blood God Neffel Neff Blood God Neff Marco Neff Cool.
How do you feel about A24 being called a bad distributor? I don't think I've heard A24 be called a bad distributor. They certainly have made a lot of good movies recently. We didn't ruin film, we ruined cinema. Interesting take. I think the last time I actually truly legitimately thought, wow, that was a movie theater event was about 15 years ago, Tarantino. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the we didn't ruin film, we ruined cinema. Because like I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like there were a lot of really good blockbusters back in the day. Like,
Oh yeah, wow, that's very
you forget that like the blockbuster of today, like 20, 30 years ago, used to look like this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I still think there are good movies though. I see good movies all the time. I just gotta do a little bit more digging. I'm just less impressed now with like the stuff that makes it to the silver screen. Is kind of my take. Good movies are always still coming out. Yeah, I agree. What's your best movie of the year? I mean, I looked at movies I've seen this year thus far, and I like kind of wasn't that geeked. I bet it will be Dune when it comes out 10 years from now, but Beau is Afraid is a interesting experience. I would agree with that. But you want to talk about a movie that lost money? Beau is Afraid bombed.
Oh yeah, wow. That's
Thank
so
you.
Cool.
Thanks for building a lot of my workout playlist, down 20 pounds.
Thank you. Tim Burton wanted to make a Catwoman spin-off movie, described as an $18 million black and white movie like the original Cat People of Selena, just low-key living in a small town. I mean, we actually recently, right before the break, had like a long-form discussion on Burton having Batman kind of ripped away from him because of a McDonald's promotion, which is still to this day like one of the strangest things ever. And you would probably never see that now. A successful film franchise making a right-hand turn 2 movies in. But what? I mean, we talked about this. So Batman 1 came out and it was very successful. And then Batman 2 came out and they did a promotion at McDonald's with the toys before the film came out and before film executives had seen the film or executives at McDonald's, and the promotion was very successful. And so a lot of very young people went to go see the second Batman. And as we've watched in my film class here, the second Batman movie by Tim Burton is fucking brutal. It's dark, it's rapey, it's violent, it's macabre, and children had a really bad experience. And so because of this, I forget what happened, but essentially the studio made a decision that they were going to give away Burton's trilogy and go in a different direction. And Burton was totally blindsided by this. Video on it. Yeah, we've talked about it at length. I'm not going to do another long form revisitation of something that I've, kind of talked about for like an hour. I think the last time we talked about it, but thank you, No Rain. Appreciate you, bud.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Have you had a chance to start Scavenger's Reign yet?
Yeah, I watched.
This will probably be leaving HBO streaming soon.
Yeah, I watched all of Scavenger's Reign. I really liked Scavenger's Reign. I thought it was very, very, very interesting. It's got that like Mobius art style, and like it's kind of like a question on intelligent design within life, and it has like this almost like lost mystery element to it, and the animation is really cool. I liked it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. Is Nandre coming over? I don't know. I'm probably gonna do film night tomorrow, is what I said. Speaking of Tim Burton, I think Poor Things was an homage to Tim Burton. I haven't seen Poor Things yet. Caroline's really excited about it. IRL rare loot. What is that? No. Vase bought at auction for $4, auctioned off for more than $100,000.
Virginia found a vase while shopping at Goodwill, and it turned out to be worth more than $100,000.
I saw the story and went, what? Jessica Vincent bought the vase for $3.99. And then she asked around some Facebook groups if they could help maybe identify it for her. Some members told her it looked like it was designed by Carlo Scarpa, a renowned Italian architect.
Oh, I was thinking myself, that looks like a Scarpa.
Yeah. We knew you'd know.
Well, she contacted the right auction house where specialists determined, in fact, the vase was part of a series the Scarpa design back in the 1940s. It was in pristine condition. The vase sold at auction on Wednesday, $107,000.
Oh my goodness.
She said that she thought it could be worth something, but she never imagined that amount.
It looks like a bottle and just kind of,
See, that's what, this is so funny, because, you have family members that leave stuff, and you just think, what if I'm getting rid of something valuable? And then you check it out, and you're like, oh, that came in a box of Breeze.
Huh. Man, I hope I have something like that in my house somewhere.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Thank
have
you.
you seen Dream Scenario?
No, I haven't seen Dream Scenario
someone
yet. I
like
gotta see that.
Fox.
Have you seen / planning to see the Iron Claw? Yeah, I want to see Iron Claw. I just got back from Christmas vacation
Oh yeah,
recently
wow,
though.
that's very cool.
Thanks for streaming. I'm going insane with COVID isolation right now, and the laughs are worth their weight in gold.
Thank you. Haven't watched Wonka yet either. I haven't been watching a ton. I've kind of just been chilling and working and on vacation, so I'm a little behind on my watch list, but I'm doing my best to catch up everything. Did you watch Christmas Vacation? Every year with my family. Every year. Access to Death Stranding movie screenings only possible via ladders left by previous viewers. That's pretty funny. When does the Death Stranding movie come out? Do you think he can make this good? Wasn't expecting it at all. Ooh. James Wan is developing a film adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu. You know, it's interesting. I think Lovecraft is a really interesting challenge for a lot of filmmakers because all of his stories are written in a way that it's like almost accounts of the events from like a secondhand perspective and not like experiencing the events directly. And I think a lot of the Lovecraft films that I enjoy are like inspired by Lovecraft rather than direct adaptations. And Call of Cthulhu is interesting. Did you see Color Out of Space? Yeah, I did. I thought Color Out of Space was okay. I think the book functions much differently than the adaptation of it. And it was okay. But the Call of Cthulhu is such an interesting story. I don't know if you've ever read the Call of Cthulhu, but it is like the linchpin that all of the Lovecraftian cosmic mythos kind of revolves around. And instead of being a story about Cthulhu, it is a story about a young like person tracking down the whereabouts and the last journey of a relative who has a bas relief in his possession. And so like he tries to like track this down, and it's all like a secondhand account of this boat docking on Riley. So I don't know how that will work. What was his cat's name again? Yeah, I know. H.P. Lovecraft was racist. So was everybody in the 1800s. It's up to you whether you want to consume his art or not. Riley. Yeah, I've always said I like H.P. Lovecraft's work. I like Poe's work. Both men were total shitbags. I don't know. I got into Lovecraft at a time when I was a younger person, and maybe if I knew those things about Lovecraft before I consumed his work, I would have consumed it differently. But my consumption of it was kind of unadulterated by the fact that he was a piece of shit. It's up to the consumer. It's up to every individual person. What I will say though is Lovecraft is probably the best horror author of all time, by like a wide margin. Like I don't even think there's a close second. He basically has inspired like every filmmaker, horror author since. Stephen King. You think Stephen King is as good as H.P. Lovecraft? I don't think you've read much Lovecraft then. Lovecraft has been reclaimed by several marginalized communities, and he isn't making money off it, so I enjoy it without guilt. Yeah, that's what I would say. The other thing about Lovecraft, if you get into it, now there's like 1,000 authors that have like built out his mythos. Like Lovecraft doesn't belong to Lovecraft anymore. Like, dude, if you've played StarCraft, that is Lovecraft. If you watched The Thing, that is Lovecraft. If you enjoy Dead Space, that is Lovecraft. Like, that is all Lovecraft. He birthed cosmic horror. Will Miz is now a cop. Oh, that's got to be hilarious. Cthulhu? Yeah, Cthulhu, Azathoth, Subnegoroth. Inyarlathotep. Yog-Sothoth. Oh my God, Yog-Sothoth is my favorite. Yog-Sothoth is the key. Yog-Sothoth is the gate. Yeah, man, if you get into it, if you like that kind of stuff, have at it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Azathoth, yep. A lot of Warcraft lore is I watched this Eddie Burback video. It was great. The Sphere. Yeah, I mean, it's just like once you read Lovecraft, it's like listening to the Beatles, where you're like, oh my God, okay, this is where all of this comes from. This is where like so many artists bit their shit from. Can you name a story where you can see his racism? I'm going to be honest, not more than any other author from that era, I would say. Any other author born in the 1800s probably uses the same language. I think there's one story that I haven't read in particular where he has a very not nice account of like an indigenous tribe, but like Whisper in the Dark, there's not anything. Dunwich Horror, there's not anything. Call of Cthulhu, I can't remember there being anything. Shadow over Innsmouth, there's not really anything. Pharaoh, I don't remember anything. Color Out of Space, I don't remember anything. Maybe they've just relegated the really problematic stories to obscurity, but his cat's name's disparaged. You understand that they just still called people that at the time, right? It's not like now when if you would say that word, people would be like,
King of late night Neff.
Again, it's up to you as a consumer. He was born in the 1800s. I don't think he's a good guy. I think he's probably a pretty shitty guy. But he's the best horror author of all time. Oh, yeah, I saw LeBron James is thinking about coming and streaming. I should say something. Any IRL plans? Nope, not right now. Wasn't racism the default in the 1800s? Yeah. Everybody seems to think that there was like a group of people that were, well, a large group of people, I guess, that were not, but time for the daily Zack Snyder. I've said that I'm not going to engage with his shit anymore. I'm kind of just over it.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Cold Soul, thank you. He lived most of his life in the 1900s. There were definitely anti-racist people then. All right, brother. Cool. Go talk to him. Oh, wait, they're all fucking dead. Okay. I'm sorry that is my handling of this. I'm sick. I used to handle this with kitten gloves because people get so offended. I don't care anymore. Like, I don't know what else I can say. Lovecraft was a piece of shit. He was a racist. He was a good author. Whatever. This is so dumb. This is such a dumb meme.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Didn't he also grow up in Massachusetts? Not exactly the most diverse state. Yeah. I think there are still probably pretty racist people in that area. He grew up in New England. I don't know if it was Massachusetts in particular.
Cool.
But again, it is your prerogative not to like or consume his work because of his takes. That I totally understand that. What the fuck? Was this actually a CAPTCHA? A. Poe wasn't racist? Yeah, he was an opium fiend who fucked and married his cousin. Thank you.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Thanks for those bits.
Will Neff.
Casey cough soda pray rosy do hay and mouse headbang.
I think it's interesting that there's still this discussion around Lovecraft.
Cool.
At Will Neff, I grew up just outside of Boston.
I think it's interesting that people have this discussion about Lovecraft, even though he was born in the 1800s, and then we'll like turn around and listen to like Billie Jean. Look at this. Are you excited for any of these? Interesting. Night Swim, a little bit. Night Swim, a little bit. I will admit, I want to see what this looks like. I like horror movies. Argyle, don't know what it is. Madam Web, absolutely not. Dune Part 2, rock hard. Absolutely fucking bricked. Kung Fu Panda 4, I'll watch it. Ghostbusters, I mean, it's appropriate that it's Frozen. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, absolutely fucking not. Furiosa, yeah. Yes, I'm going to give this movie a chance. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, never been into those at all. Ballerina, a John Wick spinoff, yes. Bad Boys 4, I will watch it. Inside Out 2, yes. A Quiet Place Day 1,
Yo.
Never been a prequel guy. I like Quiet Place, though. I'll give it a try. Despicable Me 4, absolutely not. Twisters, absolutely yes. I fucking love the first Twister movie. I fucking love it. One of those like amazing kind of buried banger films. Philip Seymour Hoffman in like one of his most iconic roles. Deadpool with Logan, absolutely. Borderlands, don't know how to feel. Alien Romulus, don't know how to feel. Aliens had a lot of stinkers lately. Kraven the Hunter, no. Beetlejuice 2, do not know how to feel about that movie. Do not know how to feel about this movie. Transformers 1, absolutely not. Joker Fall Adieu, yes. I'm in. Venom 3. Gladiator 2. This, of all the films, bro,
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Ayo will happy holidays.
I am going into Gladiator 2 the way that I went into my first BJ. Apprehensive, scared, and excited. We're like, this film could go either way. I could immediately come on myself and make a fool of myself and run out crying, or it could be a life-changing, very satisfying experience. I'm terrified, though. I am going into Gladiator 2 more terrified of a film release than I think I've ever been in my life. Fear grips me because Gladiator is top 10 films of all time for me, period. Full stop. I have watched Gladiator 100 times, and every time I watch it, I enjoy it. And every time I put it on, I'm like, I'm going to watch like 10 minutes, and I watch the whole fucking thing. I don't know what it is about Gladiator. That movie almost watches itself. Like every line, every part. Smile for me now, brother. You knew Marcus Aurelius. I did not say I know him. I said he touched me on the shoulder once. So we will go to Rome, Spaniard. The great whore will suckle us until we are both fat. And then we can suckle no more. Perhaps then, when enough men have died, you shall have your freedom. Proximo, dude, I just want to be Proximo. It's ironic that I literally have Proximo's fucking facial hair right now. He is the best character in film ever. Proximo has like 15 minutes of screen time, and he absolutely steals the movie. You sold me queer giraffes. All they do is stand around, not breed. And the noise, it rises, and it rises like thunder. How are they going to replace that, though? How are they going to bring back that energy without Proximo, without Joaquin Phoenix, and without Russell Crowe? I just don't know. I just don't know. If this movie sullies my enjoyment of the first one, I'm going to be sick. Like the Point Break remake made me feel, where I was like, you fucked it up. Like 30 minutes into the Point Break remake, I was like, no, wait. So fucking angry. Anyway, that's the bitch of the bunch right there. Don't know what this is. Karate Kid? Interesting, because the Karate Kid show was good. Sonic 3, I don't know. Sonic hasn't been bad. I went into both of those movies being like, these are going to suck. And then I was like, you know what? They don't suck. They don't suck. Mufasa, The Lion King. Absolutely not. Lion King prequel, fuck off. The War of... What is this movie? It's a Lord of the Rings film? What is it about? Is it a continuation of the new show?
Wow, that's very cool.
A prequel pulled from the appendices? Fuck off. It's going to be bad. So yeah, they're the ones that I'm the most excited for. Dune, slapper. I think this is actually going to be a slapper. Ballerina, John Wick, Deadpool, Joker, Foi de, Gladiator. Gladiator, holy fuck. Furiosa. As I said, I'm going to give that movie a shot. Despite really not liking the trailer. because I love Mad Max so much. I'm going to withhold my judgment. I'm just going to walk in and see it. I'm just going to walk in and see it. And if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. No Despicable Me 4. I'm going to say it. Despicable Me has never been funny. It's bad. I do not get Despicable Me. Despicable Me might be the most baffling film franchise to me of all time. The Minions make me want to kill myself. I watched the first Despicable Me feeling like I was missing out on something. And like 30 minutes in, I was like, I think I want to kill myself.
Have you seen the new Dune 2 trailer that dropped recently?
Yes. The other thing I will say, I've said this before. And I mean this sincerely. I think Gru might be one of the worst voice acting jobs of all time. Like, even watching this, I want to die. I can't find any clips from the movie with his voice.
I have accepted a new job.
Whoa, really?
Yes, I have been recruited by a top secret agent.
It's a kid's movie. Well, I would rather show my own children Snuff than Despicable Me. I think it would probably be less damaging to them. I think showing Despicable Me to your kids causes brain damage. Like, if you want to entertain your kid for 2 hours and you don't care, like you don't care at all, just club them over the head. Don't show them Despicable Me. The animation is bad. The voice acting is slapdick. The characters are generic. It's like a ripoff of like Austin Powers almost, where they're like, hey, let's do the villains from Austin Powers, but that was like already tread. And they're like, let's make it a kid's movie, but let's steal the plot from like every other kid's movie and condense it. And then let's add the worst thing to happen to humanity since COVID in the Minions. I hate them. They are the most mind-numbing slop ever put on a screen. Like, dude, it pisses me off how phoned in it is. Like, when they were writing the Minions, they're like, what's funny? Banana? Ah! Let's have them yell everything.
Ba 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 na na ba 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 na na oh ba 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 na na
yeah, I mean, these people should be tried for war crimes. This is a war crime.
Yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Thank you for sharing my Despicable Me bafflement.
I'm honestly, if I see my kid watching Despicable Me, I will literally come in and be like, no. You're watching Come and See. You're watching this movie about Russian war crimes. And I'll be like, are you banana-ing now? Are you banana-ing now? Anyway, banana. I cannot tell you. Despicable Me. I'm sorry if you enjoy it. My take is my take. You're probably you're a good person. Don't let my take affect your enjoyment of anything ever. But it is like cutting cardboard to me. It's so much.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Love you will feel better.
I love this sport.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Yo.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Have you played Cine 2 Nerdle Battles?
Yeah, people just cheat. Dude, these people are so talented. Oh! No shot. Oh! That was sick. Exciting. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Let's go, Mizzou.
Maxine. The final film in the X trilogy releases in 2024. It's a trilogy? Is that Halsey? I did not know that this was going to be a trilogy. What were the first two? Pearl and X, which were both really good movies. I really liked Pearl and X. If Despicable Me is so bad, look what they're going to do to Megamind. I can't. Gru and Megamind will return in 2024. Gru will return in Despicable Me 4. The Sloppening. Megamind will return in his own sequel series as he performs his new hero's quest to become a social media influencer. Oh, this music's gonna put me in the mood. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sick. I'm just kind of trying to entertain you as best I can. Sorry I don't have like big energy. The world is ending. Oh, dude, I saw this. There was a rogue wave in California. This was crazy.
Hit the skies and the roads on the holiday, including that rogue wave in Southern California, literally sweeping people off their feet as it pounded the coastline. Will Carr is there in Ventura,
Oh,
California.
pound my coastline.
Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Eva. There are dangerous conditions up and down the California coast. Here in Ventura, a rogue wave swept across this wall.
Why do you just keep writing Ms.?
Into the streets here, and you can see the damage that came with it. The water destroying this garage, sweeping into this community, and sending at least 8 people to the hospital. This is the terrifying moment. A rogue wave slammed into the California coastline.
Holy shit.
People running for their lives, trying to outrun the water. This man sprinting with the water closing in.
Thank you.
You can see several onlookers swept off their feet, carried away by the rushing water. Some people pushed 50 yards down the street.
Why did you age 20 years in the past 6 months? Do you think I have? I mean, I am sick with the flu right now, but I think I look okay.
At least 8 people were taken to the hospital. Storms brewing in the Pacific produced waves more than...
I sent you a 1-minute paintball edit a few years.
Yeah.
You gave me great feedback.
Yeah.
I made another last year, but now I'm stuck. I love your thoughts. If it's not the right time, that's okay.
Send it to one of my mods and I'll get it watched. I will watch it for sure.
Then 30
Yeah, I remember you, man. You did an awesome edit.
feet high. Slamming the coast from San
Ooh,
Diego up
migraine.
to San
Oh.
Francisco. The waves breaching the seawall in Ventura County. The force of the water so strong, this lifeguard had to be rescued. Civilians stepping in and pulling her to safety.
Oh my God. It's one of those ankle-high undertows again.
Pulling her to safety. Restaurant surveillance capturing the moment their patio was swallowed up. Residents now dealing with the aftermath. Homes and cars covered in debris. This car's hood and roof smashed in. First responders searching the waters from the air and using jet skis. Officials warning people waiting to see the water show to stay away and be alert.
If you turn your back for even a
Holy
second, you
shit.
can be knocked over, swept away.
This is going to be a dangerous situation into the weekend, and as for the 8 people sent to the hospital, their conditions are unknown this morning. Whit.
Really some incredible scenes from California, Will. Thank you.
Ah, thanks, Will.
Well, hey there, GMA.
Well, hey there to you too. Someone call Badland Chucks. That's a great joke. Hi, I need advice. I'm a 25-year-old woman going on a first date with a man, and I need help to calm down because this is my first date ever. Love you. Thank you. Your first date ever. Huh. What good advice can I give? Advice to calm down? I mean, I'll give you a funny answer. And then I'll give you a real answer. About a half hour before that date, you should masturbate. It's going to take all that. It's going to take a lot of nervous energy out of you. That's the funny advice, but it works. The other thing I would say is, this is the real advice. You know what's interesting? I think you're excited and you're nervous at the prospect that it will go well, right? That's kind of the cool thing about dates. We don't sit up and lose sleep over the prospect that the date will suck. If it sucks, siktula. Fuck it. Move on. But if it's great, then that opens up that world of possibility, right? It's like an unopened gift that might be a PlayStation or it might be some fucking socks. So I think the thing you have to remind yourself is that you are nervous that it might be great, which is the best kind of nervousness you can ask for in your entire life. I think that's the kind of nervousness that comes with like a childlike sense of wonder and anticipation of the world. And those moments are so fleeting. So if anything, I'd tell you not to try and cure your nervousness. but appreciate it. Appreciate the fact that you are excited. And excitement is something that you cannot manufacture. It is a rare and finite resource in this life, and you're experiencing the best kind right now. So don't try and avert it. Don't try and look past it. Don't try and cure it. Just realize you're in a canon event right now. This ain't no filler episode. Just try and be present. I hope that helped. Do you guys want me to give a few more little bits of advice before we watch an episode of Survivor? I've never heard anyone give advice as well as you, to be honest. Well, thank you. Do the Survivor application. I think I want to push it back one day just so I feel better. Best cologne. I've talked at length about this, but I'll say on a budget, Jean-Paul Gaultier-Lemel or Paco Rabanne $1 million.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Has anyone mentioned that your current hair and face situation has you kinda looking like Dalton Castle?
Yes. Preach, mother and father fucker. Thank you. I am the tandem.
Mother and father fucker.
How do you handle being sick and missing out on life event? Got GHS and it's kicking my ass. Let's see what GHS is. Globally harmonized system? No. Golden Haar syndrome is a complex syndrome characterized by relation of mandibular hypoxia, abnormality of the ear,
Wow, that's very cool.
ocular dermatoid, and vertebral disorders and hemiface microsia. I don't know what any of that is. But
Oh yeah, wow, that's very
I'll do my best to answer the question anyway. I meant to say what? They meant to say what? CHS? Cannabinoid hypermesis syndrome is a condition that leads to repeated and severe bouts of vomiting. It results from long-term use of marijuana. What? I mean, first and foremost,
Say, do it again, please.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed. And you can't stay off the weed. He ain't getting busted for using weed. Stays off.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. It sounds very serious. That must make you feel very powerless, all jokes aside, to just kind of start heaving. Health is a rough one, man. If you don't have your health, it kind of colors everything. You know, if it is, I don't know much about CHS. I don't. But if there is anything within your power that you can do to make yourself feel better, certainly do that.
Wow, that's very cool.
Don't ever put yourself in a situation where you don't feel well because of your own actions. But I don't know if that is the case with CHS. I don't know if it's something that persists after putting weed out of your life. But I think when you're sick, an interesting thing is there are different things that hit even harder. Like today, I felt really sick and I sat and played Switch and had a blanket over me, and I just felt so cozy. And I enjoyed something that I never really get to do. So maybe just try and find those other things in life that you can enjoy extra while you're not feeling well. But I know so little about CHS that I feel like giving you advice would be kind of disingenuous. Any other questions? Any advice on leaving a 4-year job? The job was great, but I was going downhill. No one else will probably pay me what they pay me where I live, but my workplace has gotten too toxic for my mental health. It's an interesting dilemma. I think a lot of people face this. I mean, certainly as a streamer, I face this. I sacrifice my mental health every day to entertain you guys. I feel like I have brain worms. But in all seriousness, a toxic work environment is the worst. Makes you feel very powerless. I think it's the same thing as like having a really bad roommate, where this thing that is meant to be kind of a place of respite or a place of focus in your life becomes hostile. And that feeling is awful, right? When you have a bad roommate or a really toxic job, part of your day every day becomes dread. And I think that constant dread really isn't worth any amount of money. So maybe use the advantage of having a job to search for a job. But I think if your workplace has really gotten that bad,
Wow, that's very cool.
Hey, Will.
you got to try and find.
Physical versions of movies you love.
Yeah.
Blu-ray, etc. If so, any you really recommend the physical for? Starting my collection.
That's one of the first edition prints of Point Break.
Oh yeah, wow.
I don't know. I
that's
think,
cool.
you know,
Anonymous user
owning a
gifted
physical version of a film is just kind of like
Oh yeah, wow.
it's
That's
a
very
token.
cool.
Thoughts on Bones and All?
Bones and All was entertaining. I liked Bones and All. Two really hot young actors just having fun,
Oh yeah,
playing a
wow,
pretty
that's
deep
very
role.
cool.
You inspired
Collect
me
what you
to
love.
start a fitness New Year's resolution last year. Ending the year down 40 pounds.
Let's
Have a six-pack
go.
For the first time in 15 years.
What?
Hitting 265 for reps on bench. For the
Nice.
nudge I needed.
Oh yeah, wow. That's very cool.
An anonymous
You think it's going to cost a lot one day and you're going to sell it? No, I'm not going to sell that. That's just mine. Australian chip drama? Flamin' Hot Doritos and Cheetos seasoning spark workplace safety complaint in Australia. Coughing, eye, and skin irritation. That's kind of funny. That tracks.
Oh yeah, wow.
Alvin's 9, thank you so much.
champ pog champ pog champ pog champ pog champ pog champ pog champ.
I'm a stud.
What is this?
Ballsy. I don't take no shit.
My last relationship was abusive for 3 years. It's been 3 years now.
Mm.
I'm 30 now and ready for something, but I feel stuck. How do force myself to get out there again at my age?
Oh yeah, wow. That's very cool.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Ranny Stacks.
Look into my eyes. You said at my age? at 30? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you blathering about? Listen, I'm giving you love, but I'm giving you love in the form of me being kind of mean to you. What? At my age? What are you talking about? You worried your hip is going to give out? You're 30. The majority of the planet is still like your age or older. You got to get that out of your head first. You got a bad thought process there. I think you shouldn't date, honestly, till you get that thought process out of your mind. I think when you approach any piece of your life with the mentality like, oh, I have to do this way because I'm old now. It's like, who cares? You are you. You are now. You are present. You should do what you're going to do, however you're going to do it, and not worry about your relative age to a bunch of fucking Zoomer ass social media influencers. Because that's probably who you're relating to. Like, oh, Zendaya is 25. What am I going to... Who cares? Your life is now. You can find love at 30. You can find love at 90. Just go to any retirement community in the world right now, and those old people are making romance connections and banging their fucking new fake knees into oblivion. Clear that mentality. Get rid of it. It does not serve you. That is the first thing I will say to you. Secondly, I think if you want to be around someone, that's how you get back out. I know it's tough. I know it's tough meeting people. But all good things are. I honestly think that in a very real way, online dating was a great utility, and then it hurt us. Because we got to a place where we got rid of the awkwardness associated with meeting people. But that is like the struggle. That is like the painful part of dating that like makes it worth it. When you go out there and you see that so many people are dog shit, and then you meet that one person where you're like, hey, you're not dog shit. I like to talk to you. I appreciate this. We should not optimize our dating lives. I don't know. I hope that's good advice. But you just got to get back out there. It sucks. It's going to be very uncomfortable. Embrace that suck. See, there you go. Historically high rates of STIs among older Americans. 30's not old. Look at this. Look at these guys. They just met and fucked on that beach, and he gave her HPV. Fran just got chlamydia.
I'm bomb.
Yes.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Lol, imagine being 30. Do you need your dentures, Grandpa?
See, I'm going to be honest. It's funny. I think that's a joke. I don't know if that person's actually trying to be mean, but like, I am one of the people that is least affected by like the aging jokes because I took care of myself. I'm so like rigorous with my diet and my exercise that like all these Zoomers, I'm in way better shape than them. And I just always focused on improving myself. So I never looked at aging like, oh no, I've lost a step. I don't know. Oh, get off it, Will? I'm being 100%. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in my life. I don't look at age like everybody. The way that Hassan looks at age versus the way that I look at age is completely different. Hassan's like, I can't get up out of my chair because my back hurts. And I'm like, I'm going to go do 3 hours in the gym and set a PR on bench. That is the reality. I don't know if you guys watched that dodgeball event, but old Billy Neff, the oldest guy at the event, ran circles around everybody. Best Buy is exiting physical media? Oh, they're getting rid of DVDs. Interesting. And CDs. Yeah, people really wanted me to dread turning 30. Turning this age means I'm still here and that I got through some of the worst days. Oh, yeah, also, I'm going to be honest. This is a very American take. No one hates old people like America hates old people. We hate our elderly more than probably any other country. Because we are so obsessed with like efficiency, fucking, making money. Everywhere else, like elderly are like held with distinction. Yeah, because our elderly voted for bad politicians and fucked everything up. Yeah, it's because you don't call your mother. Put her in a fucking retirement home. Let her watch fucking propaganda Fox News for 10 hours a day and then surprised how she turned out a Republican and why she bought $10,000 worth of gold. I get it. We have a disdain for the elderly in our country. Not every elder person sucks. I know a lot of dank ass old people. I'm almost 25 and never dated before. Sag. Is that your fault? And if you're sag about it, what are you gonna fucking do about it? I'm just too poor? Come on. Fucking is free. No, it's not. Listen, brother. I got bad news. No, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be real.
Looking for advice.
When I talk about things, sometimes I will talk about
what sign can I use to start our secret alliance?
Call.
Also, thanks for the content.
Thank you. Call sign 10. Call sign Raptor. Here's what I'm saying. When I talk about things, I talk about things in a way that I think is productive. And sometimes I will use absolutes that obviously aren't true. If you know that you are an exception to one of the things I say or the rules that I mention, you know that. There are some people that have a life that is so different than my own or the other people in this chat that no advice can ever really touch them because they have such a unique and varied style of living, whether it be their fault or not, that ultimately, you know, me telling you to just go do this doesn't matter. But for those of you in the margins that hear what I'm saying and realize that there is a grain of truth to what I am saying, right? I think I'm talking to you in a way that, like, ultimately the fucked up thing about why people like Andrew Tate and David Goggins and Joe Rogan became popular is because there is a grain of truth in what they say. And they use that grain of truth to espouse a lot of really bad ideas. But at the core, there is this message of self-improvement, of discipline, and of embracing the suck that is life. Now, I am not going to use those baseline facts to tether you into other bad ideas, right? I'm not going to be like, hey, is your life hard? clean your room and buy my brain supplements. No, that's not going to be my next sentence. My next sentence is going to be like, don't let shitty people outwork you. Or else shitty people are going to outwork you.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Ultimately,
Where's the link for
doing those things are really hard for smart people. And ultimately, a lot of you in this chat right now, even though I hate to admit it, are probably pretty smart. This platform is very nuanced, and especially if you're watching me, I mean, great content. But no, seriously, I don't have the general appeal of like just a Despicable Me or like a person doing pranks on a homeless person, right? I think I'm a little bit more nuanced. And ultimately, when you are smart, you get depressed, you get complacent, you seek comfort, you will work really hard to find shortcuts. And that dim person will probably outwork you. And then when you see that dim person succeed, you'll be like, the game is rigged. And ultimately, it's like, damn, maybe I just need to really fucking put myself out there and make myself uncomfortable. Maybe I have to go so far against the grain. And every time a smart, emotionally intelligent, fair person becomes successful, the game becomes less rigged. I know the game is rigged. It's because we let a bunch of shitters take over. We let a bunch of fucking dickheads become the most successful people on the planet. That's why the game is rigged. You want to change that? Guess what? You got to carve that power away. One day at a time, one job at a time, $1 at a time. Game is rigged against ugly people. This is one of the most successful men on the planet right now. He's dating Selena Gomez. What's your excuse? Yeah, but he's actually hot. I think he's a very talented man who's very charismatic. And I would love to hang out with him. But I'm never going to make the argument that that is a, quote, very attractive man.
Wow, that's very cool.
Appreciate you, big dog Neff.
Oh yeah, wow.
This is one of the most successful actors of all time. All I'm saying is this. Does being unattractive make the game harder? Fuck yeah. Is there still a way to win? Always.
Oh yeah, wow, that's very cool.
Neff bang.
Guys cry so much, but girls need to look their best 24/7. Put some work in, no? Guys cry so much, but girls need to look their best 24/7. Put in some work, no? Kind of an oversimplification. Kind of a lot of absolutes there. She's just saying stop crying. Yeah, I agree with that take. Women have it worse for sure, but it's like men have it. But it's like men have it, but it's maybe not like men have it easy.
I don't take no shit from anyone.
Bro, I'm a big ass bald dude, and just based off of how I style myself and accessorize, I get checked out more now than ever.
Take that from a big ass bald dude. Self-proclaimed. Have you had to cut off friends who developed bigoted opinions? Sure. But I think that's everybody. I think, interestingly enough, trauma is a lot like geology, where it's like geology is a lot of like the study of rocks under pressure. Trauma is the study of people under pressure. And I think sometimes when the world breaks you, you can break in really interesting and meaningful and good ways. I think you can become more empathetic, tougher, smarter. But I think those same events can create monsters too. So I think there are people that I liked and I saw the world traumatize them in one way or another, and they didn't embrace that trauma in the right way. I don't think people are inherently evil. Well, a few of them are, but I do think a lot of people's bad ideas come from places, or come from trauma, or come from, blaming a person or a way of life for something, or facing the inevitability of their finite lifespan and looking for answers, and those answers coming from really shitty people, whether they be gurus or religions or artists. I don't know. But yeah, I've certainly had people that I've had to kind of drift from. Thank you. Thanks so much for that. I just saw this pic of early Chris Farley and the likeness is uncanny.
Oh, that's very cool.
Hey guys,
I'll take that.
guys.
I had to endure a pretty traumatic childhood. I didn't speak to one of my parents for most of my life. My stepfather told me there are two kinds of people who will experience trauma: those who will look back in anger, and those who repeat it.
Love me some.
And those who will vow never to allow anyone else to have the same experience you had. Which one are you? Yeah, I agree. How do you deal with this in a romantic context? What is love? If your traumatized partner is abusive, how do you just leave them and move on knowing there is some trauma behind that? That's tough. I think you're kind of painting a picture for me. And I think ultimately, a lot of times that you are more empathetic, or you have been through trauma or mental illness, you are kind of sensitive to that issue to a degree that you will put up with more than you should. But ultimately, I think there is a boundary for that. And I think anytime there is physical abuse or like really intense verbal abuse or repeated verbal abuse, I think the way that you should look at it is you can always throw someone a life preserver. You can never get in the water with them. Right? Where it's like, if you have now affected your own mental health, your own ability to succeed, your own happiness to try and help that person, they don't deserve that. And you don't deserve that either. You got to move on. Did I get an Alex raid? Hello, Wubbius Cubbius. What's up, Alex? Thank you so much for the raid. Manual Wubby raid? Oh. What's going on at Michael's? What is going on at Michael's? I gotta pee, guys. I'm sorry I'm a little sick tonight, so I'm moving slow. I'll be back soon. We might watch an episode of Survivor when I come back. I'll see how I feel. I'm gonna stretch my legs. Give me 30 seconds. Apply to Survivor. I want to do that when I don't feel like shit. I'm going to try and do that tomorrow. I think I have to record a video segment. And I would rather do that when I'm not dying. Please don't. You'll take my spot. All right, I'll answer one more question. And then I will watch an episode. Hey, well, I'm convinced I found the love of my life and want to marry her. But we've only been dating 10 months. And those around us might feel like that's too soon for us to get married. Your thoughts? Anonymous. Thank you. Your video is incredible, dude. Anonymous, I watched your Caroline video. It was awesome. Those around you think you might be moving too fast. Well, I'll give you two different pieces of advice. You can take what you want. Who the fuck cares what people around you think? Do whatever the fuck you want. It's your relationship. You know? Only you know you. But at the same time, let me give you the right bower to that left bower. You're giving marriage way too much credit. You're giving marriage way too much credit.
Oh, yeah, wow. That's very cool.
You are in a relationship whether you are married or not. I get it. You get a tax break and all that kind of shit, and it's official. But like, married couples always say, like, the day after their marriage, like, it feels surreal, but you're still in the same fucking relationship. It's not like you get married and the next day you're like, oh my God, what? Oh my God. it's not like you will love each other more after you are married. It is a symbol of your commitment. So, what I would suggest is if their family or societal pressures are keeping you from getting married after 10 months, make another show of your commitment. You know, do something or say something or engage in something together that's uniquely yours. Maybe it's a trip. Maybe it's a very special date. Maybe it's a secret. Just something between the two of you that show that you guys are committed without maybe necessarily having to spend a bunch of money. Maybe it's anal. Hey, you know. Anyway, hope that helped. Have someone you love take a stab at something that you have severely affected. Have someone you love take a stab at something that has severely affected you and get it wrong, then take it easy. Ooh, I'm feeling it. All right, guys. Do you want to watch? How do you feel about Gurren Lagann? One of the best anime ever. Do you want to watch one episode of Survivor? While it's doing the recap, while it's doing the recap. Ooh, I don't think this is the right page. Oh, wait, no, it is. While it's doing the recap, I'm going to heat up a little bit of food because I'm a little bit peckish. I'm a little bit peckish, this feeling inside.
I need Weird Survivor Santos right now.
Weird Survivor Santos? It did. Anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I'm sorry I'm not at my best. I wasn't going to stream at all. Caroline was like, don't stream. And I was like, I gotta stream.
Previously,
So I'm streaming.
on Australian Survivor. Since turning the tribe against him at the...
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, while the recap plays, I'm going to heat up some food. I'll be right back.